What is up, guys? Northside here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for the support on the previous videos. I hope you had a nice Christmas with your friends and family. Depending on when you watch this video, I want to wish you all a happy new year. Also, many thanks for the support during this 2019, and this will be the last video for Neverwinter for this year. So all the best, much health, and all good things from me to you and your family and friends. Now we are now over a little over 3 weeks of Module 18. I mean, from the when the launch is announced for 21st January next year, and I won't talk about a class balance so much. And I think that should happen long ago, since Mod 16 is released, and I can't believe it's already Mod 18. I guess time flies when when content is a piece of shit, I guess. Anyway, as usual, as it was the last few years, this will be a pre-build for Barbarian, and final build will follow at the Module 18 launch or something prior to that, and I will make adjustments or not, doesn't matter. It will be done, and this is still a preview phase. Everything is subject to change. I do have to mention that. In my opinion, Mod 18 is too small. With the stronghold map heavy reuse, which is more than obvious. And if you thought that was all, you were wrong, as even the quests that are used for later campaign progress that I'm going through are taken from various dungeons, and you can see that in the background and some other areas. It also just seemed very lazy, and I think that much more should have been done after Mod 16 debacle and Mod 17 being also very poor. But it is how it is, and the consequences are obviously there. So we have a really small map, stuffed with enemies, which is a mix of demons, devils, various fiends. The density of enemies is very high, and I will be mostly focusing in this video on that aspect, and as that will be the content you will run in the next module. So we will cover gear, enchantments, companion powers, boons, insignia bonuses. So now we're just gonna jump and see what I find useful for this mod 18. Okay guys, here we are in the stronghold. We don't have to go to our own because the entire mod is in the stronghold. I'm not gonna bitch about it anymore. Two things I want to say before we start. You can easily walk into this mod wearing old gear. There's nothing wrong. What you see here is actually with the new neck, belt and artifact, and also only head and feet piece. So if you mingle with the companion powers and whatnot, you can easily get to the caps. Okay. So the second thing is the gear from this mod is absolutely dreadful. Well, not dreadful. There's some useful items for every class, but maybe 2 items. And I'm not going to go into that now because I'm going to start, going on a rant that has no point because they're still doing what they want to do, and that's fine. Whatever. Now I aimed for this is like mostly solo build. It is Infernal Citadel already. However, I aim to have around 350,000 hit points. I aim to have close to 220,000 power out of combat. Of course, I am buffed. I'm always buffed. There's nothing wrong in taking potions. In Elder Scrolls Online, I'm constantly having food. It's normal. Just keep that in mind. So I'm pot with sorbet, with elixir and potency, superior flask for more crit severity. Okay. Anyway, as I said, the rolls are strength and dex. Dex is not so much important. I know a lot of you are asking me about it. It really isn't as it was before. Now the caps really go really fast about that. 85,000 for armor pen for defense, 85,000 for crit, 85,000 for accuracy, and 125,000 for combat advantage. Everything else should be dumped in HP and power, or if you're like adventurous to jack up the deflect or critical avoidance, you're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need like, I don't know, 90,000 and 95,000 for awareness, which is really a lot. Okay, so we're gonna start with the gear. Regarding the helmet, this is Lion Guard's Ward Salad. It gives you it's stamina dependent over 75%. Your power is increased by 5,000. Modifications on the left side are all 4 times 880 power, so major power armor kits. Tactical enchantments are on me because I keep wearing them if I go to Infernal Citadel. Doesn't matter, probably if you're soloing you can use darks, really doesn't matter. Okay, for me, if you're soloing, if you're in a party, you should probably use tactical still for incoming healing. Now overloads, I would highly recommend using the demon slayers because most of the stuff we're fighting here are demons, devils and fiends. Okay, it's not all demons. Still, the using the demon slayer for 10% is cool. If you want to be more protected, you can alternatively use Mark of the Demon Ward. However, I use the Slayer here, and also I'm using the Rage of Flames in my bracers. So that's 5% extra damage you're gonna need. It's from the event, okay? So if you have it, if you don't have it, just you can use 10% reduction from demons, okay? Now, this is the new piece of gear. There are alternatives. I will not go into that now. It's going to be a too long video and I don't want to do that, okay? We're going to leave that for the final build, okay? So yes, I do have alternatives. However, don't expect to have 5% extra damage like we had in Under Mountain, like with this Spy Guild Salad, okay? There is nothing like that. Not that I know of, and I have almost all gear that I wanted to check out, okay? Regarding the enchantments, everything in offense and defense slots are radiant, okay? I was experimenting with demonic enchantments, black ice enchantments. Basically, I was trying to get my deflection avoidance up. I even tried to combine it with some companions. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. I will keep doing that after New Year, okay? So chainmail with the butcher's might, 10%. 10% of my maximum hit points if I hit or I get healed. 1% power for 10 seconds, 10 stacks, easily maintainable. Same goes for primal. Also a bunch of alternatives. So there's also some new gear I need to check out and figure out how it actually works, like this shielded ones and the ones from the Yuma brag. Also some others, but Vivified are putting me where I want to be, okay? So I could technically be over 220 power, K power, but you know, yeah, it doesn't matter so much. I wanted to optimize as much as I can. So as I said, Vivified, I can show you. Keep in mind that you will not always have this much hits. You know, you're not gonna always damage the enemy, and you will not always have combat advantage. So it should put you around 245,000 power. With you can see the stacks here: Butcher's Might 5 and 5 and 10. Okay, so it's somewhat easily maintainable, but I apologize for the lag. The map is just it's just horribly optimized, okay? So yeah, it should put you in somewhere almost 250k power. If you really want to go all the way to the power, it does diminish later on, so you can see here. Now, so this tool works pretty fine. We're gonna just move on, and I think I showed you, yeah, Rage of Flames, 5% damage. If you have other glyphs like resiliency for physical damage reduction, that can be used also. However, I'm using Rage of Flames. It's pretty cool. Now, Lionheart weapons are still beasts. Nothing wrong in using Watchers or any others. Thing is, there's no new set for this mod. When they said they're not gonna, release the new better set, they could at least, release something. This way, people have to farm those stupid expeditions if they don't want to sweat in the trial. But yeah, regarding the weapon enchant, I'm just quickly, I'm using still one Tenebrous. Lightning I would recommend for this mod. However, be careful when you're using it because of the density of the mobs, okay? There's a lot of mobs, and if you're chaining too much, you're gonna just change the neighbors. He's gonna go over there, and you can get really swarmed, and you will die. Trust me, okay? Because I know, I got wrecked. If they don't adjust how hard they hit, okay? So Radiance, I said, in all offense, alternatively you can use Vorpal. Vorpal is still universally the best. Nothing wrong in using Vorpal, okay? But for me personally, I guess Bilethorn Dread I need to test still. Somebody asked me about the Dread. But Lightning should be okay for this trash clearing because there's a lot of trash. As I said, but Vorpal is still universally the best probably. Anyway, the modification is Relentless Slash because I don't know who, I'm not going to insult the devs. Whoever thought Breast Strike buffing and forcing people to use it is going to do anything, it's just dreadful. This is dreadful. Let me show you. It's absolutely dreadful. Look at this. I thought it's gonna be okay if I go into combat or whatnot, but it's not. You know, it's not building rage faster. It doesn't matter. Look at this. Tong tong tong, tong pong tong. Come on, man. Anyway, I'm not even gonna go there. So here's the deal. Modification, Relentless Slash. Just use Relentless Slash on everything until somebody smart comes along and actually buff Sure Strike as it's supposed to be, okay? Offhand, we got power, modification, tank crit severity, 2 radiance, nothing more to it. Now these boots, these boots are actually pretty nasty because they're gonna put you into minus 50 incoming healing. So for me, that's minus 26%. If they will probably adjust this. If they leave this as it is, it's just useless in a party. Do not use this. If you're alone, fine. Just 5% damage is totally cool. Al Alternatively, I know I said I'm not gonna go there. Mighty Sword Slippers, action points when are full. Power is increased by 5,000. That actually works. You can see it here. Or maybe, I don't know, Infernal Forge Graves. For 5 seconds you gain 200 power, blah blah blah. But about that another time. So for soloing, for this map, I would say this is pretty cool. Just keep, keep tons of health in your quick bar, okay? Now, before we go, okay, let's go on the right side. Now, I am using the new set, but only for this zone. It can be useful where there are demons actually, or devils, or whatever. So you will get Call of Evil, 5% more damage to demons, devils, and fiends. Do you, as I said, do you need it? No, absolutely not. Would be cool to have it? Yeah, definitely, but it should not be overpriced. Trust me, it's a crappy set out of the mod. It's just trash, and everything they make is trash. Demogorgon is adjusted, nerfed actually, and that's it. And it still works pretty good, trust me. But this is just, let's change something, okay? I'm not gonna go into rant now, okay? Everything on this side is modifications are 2.2 just stamina regen, okay? Just to jack up that stamina a little bit. Radiance all over the place. Striking Ring of the Master. Melee powers 3% more damage. And Bypass Gold Ring for 3% more damage for Atwills. You can just, switch that around, whatever you think is better for you. Now this is all shirt. When stamina is over 75%, your damage is increased by 3%. This is so stamina is you're not gonna always be over 75% stamina. Okay, that goes for the helmet and that goes for the Lionheart weapons. Okay, so I still think it's good. I don't know. I think it's still better than the new one, Infernal one. It's gonna give you some 1% action points, whatever. Action point gain on Barbarian is just it's misery, as most of the things. But yeah, now new pants, I'm wearing them for movement increase. Okay, not that I need it. I would still say mod 16 and 17 pants of Duelist. When you crit, you get 10% chance to gain 25 action points, 25. 5% cooldown, or maybe ebony ones. When your stamina is over 70%, take 3% less damage, etc. So I really have a lot of pants, but it's really up to you. So old shirt, old pants, perfectly fine, and you can move. As I already covered this Call of Evil. Now the artifact wise, this is for single target Hollister for that debuff, sweet debuff. But I use Staff of Flowers in this map because this entire map is just cramped with enemies. They're everywhere. So maybe you can use Broken Ass Storyteller. It's hitting really hard, but you can just use Staff of Flowers, and that's it. That's just my personal style. Always test for yourself, guys. Always see what's best for you. For your own personal style or what you can afford, whatever. It really doesn't matter. So keep that in mind. Figure out what is best. This is just a suggestion, okay? So artifacts are sorted. I have to use Book of Wild Darkness. Because of the set. Arcturia box is here because of my stats. Okay, so I can have these stats. Actually, armor pen to be 2.5k over because of the 10% more damage over penetration feat, and to have common advantage where I want it to be. I could have much more power, and I would still advise using Storyteller Journals for more power and more hit points. However, I only have two, so there is that. I just want to make something, at least something new in this stale game. Anyway, I think that's it. Vibrant Quantumize is here only for accuracy and armor pen, so keep that in mind. Okay. I can show you the stats really quick. 121% crit save. Power is kind of sweet, I guess, and everything is kept offensive wise, minus the defense, of course. So yeah. Anyway, moving to the powers, Relentless Slash for single target and AoE. If you want to use that, sure strike, even this crappy brass strike, be my guest. That's all up to you. Powers wise, well, not so fast with Relentless Slash. He's gonna just, because I'm using Steel Blitz and Trample the Fallen. Steel Blitz you can change with Barb Strikes. I do need to test this so I can see what's better, but spamming Relentless Slash a lot is just gonna proc a lot of also a lot much more crits, but a lot of chances for Steel Blitz to proc. So I will get to that. So it's all up to you. I just prefer Steel Blitz. I don't know from previous tests. Okay, so um, um, Blood Leather is feeded, so 800 magnitude. Granted, I got 400 extra from the Blood Spiller. Frenzy is upped with the magnitude. Cooldown is reduced, so I can actually fit it into this rotation. 750 magnitude damage, no feat, and Relentless Slash activates not so fast through actual, where is it? Yeah, through Relentless Speed. Okay, so technically, I don't use Mighty Leap. For Mighty Leap, when you miss a target, you gain 600 magnitude to it. Thanks. Okay, I think it's retarded feat. Not if you're using it, fine. It's actually pretty good. I just don't like it. So even when I'm clearing mobs or whatever I'm doing, look at this. So Trample the Fallen is gonna be activated pretty much all the time. I guess. You do need to spam the Relentless Slash like a fucking moron. It is how it is until somebody smarter comes through and actually uh, fix stuff. We are stuck with this. Okay, so anyway, I'm not gonna go too much into detail with this. Feet wise is still the front tree, so keep in mind Relentless Speed for that sweet proc of the Relentless Slash. I removed Roar. I used Roar actually to gain more rage, and because rage generation is absolutely dreadful, keep that in mind. I removed Roar. Also, it was proccing Trample the Fallen, and before they actually added Frenzy with a little more magnitude. So Relentless Speed, Blood Spiller. Yes, it's gonna damage you, but it's still pretty nice hit. So be careful. Over penetration. You're gonna need 2.5 thousand overpen over the 85,000 to get that 10% maximum damage. So in my case, I have a little bit over, doesn't matter. You're gonna need 87.5 thousand for the new zone and new dungeon. So keep that in mind with the over penetration. You can't exceed more than 10%. Still, it's pretty cool feat. But yeah, Steel Slam. If you're in trouble, use Avalanche of Steel. If you get swarmed in this new area. And last but not least, Relentless Battle Rage. You build twice as much rage, but Battle Rage only give you 40%, 14% damage. So yes, I'm using this over Escalating Rage simply because I don't like to be immobilized, and the rage generation is just dreadful. It's very slow, so at least I get something out of it. But that's just me. If you want to be stunned in the most inconvenient moment, be my guest. I just don't like it. But that's a personal preference, okay? I'm not gonna go through anything else. Trample the Fallen a must. Steel Blitz or Red Barb Strikes, up to you. Now, whatever you wanna use, are you gonna use Punishing Charge or Mighty Leap with Mighty Leap and give up that Relentless Speed? That's up to you. I'm not. I don't like it. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Alright, so yeah. Boons, you can pause the video. Stronghold Boons wise, I'm using hit points. Boons for 32,000 hit points. Power Boon. And that's it, because my defense is where I want it to be at 85,000, right? So I can have this sweet spot at 350,000 hit points, which is pretty decent actually. But again, if you're using journals, you're gonna have much more, over 400,000. Okay. Regarding the campaign boons, mostly everything is in power and everything went to absolutely hit points. Okay. Everything else, as you can see here, armor pen or anything else is to adjust my stats. Okay, the only thing I would advise is Demonic Mastery. Increases damage and damage resistance versus demons 1% by rank, 5% total. Combine it with the glyph overload, it's not so bad. The rest is companion influence. What else we have? Recharge speed, quick turnaround, and I have something in crit severity. I'm using Bloodlust. I'm not going to go into these boons now. I think they all suck generally, but yeah, it's Bloodlust. You can pause the video. So yeah, that would be it. Companions wise, I didn't change anything of the gear from the last two mods. So this is the same gear. 2, 4, 5 empowered runestones. Only one profane for defense to keep me on my 85,000. I would advise using redemption. You can use anything else you want. potency or potent precision for crit save, that's really up to you, but at least some healing in this map is good because you will get wrecked eventually, okay? Deep Crow, 8000 power, Gond Insight for 4000 defense, 2000 armor pen. Again, I'm using only this because I can get that armor pen and my defense where I want it to be, okay? So you don't have to use it. Mighty Insight, some deflection, power, Minstrel, some power, some awareness, and Compy instinct. Now, if you don't want to use Compy, I would really advise using Owlbear, okay? I already covered this, so don't ask me to test it again. Maybe I'll squeeze it into it to dread test. But this is where you're gonna be with the power, with Owlbear, okay? Now let me show you something. Assuming you can reach all the stacks. Let me see. Alright, I'm at full stacks now, so that's 15 stacks of Butcher's Might. So you're gonna be at 230,000 power, okay? Your Owlbear is gonna hit for 115,000, and that's absolutely great. All right, that's a really nice addition to damage. Yes, it has a cooldown. Yes, it's a chance. So, but with 230,000 power, the more power you have, the more Owlbear is gonna proc. So I would highly advise using that, soul or not. Okay. Here are the stats. This is how it looks like for me. 3 bondings, of course. Switching to mounts. Now insignias, let me just tell you, I'm using T-Rex for debuff because there's a lot of mobs. Tensor transformation is fine, swarm is fine, really up to you. Dominant force, I can use that for 10,000 power still because my stats is where I want them to be. What else? Nothing else here. Regarding the insignias, they're all dominance for brutality, okay? So that's all power and armor pen, power and companion influence, or armor pen, or whatever. The only one it's not is just this skill one because these brutalities are really expensive, so fuck that. I would advise using Gladiator Guile still. Absolutely, you don't need a maneuver because if you reach the cap, I'm just using this so I can slot in dominance, 3 dominance insignias, okay? Artifact reduces cooldown for preservation, decrease defense ratings, covenant, again everything is in brutality and power. So I would advise using survivor blessing when you deflect, receive a heal over time, and alternatively what it's also good is Knight's Rebuke when you receive common advantage damage from an attack, and you will because they made those NPCs so smart, they're so fucking smart, and they're gonna do a lot of damage to you, so you will be healed for 1.5% of hit points over 5 seconds, which in my case is not a lot, but it's still something. So yeah, Guile for moving. This is all up to you. This is all set up for me personally, so keep that in mind, okay? So I think that's it. I probably forgot something, but this is a pre-build. I'm going to change a bunch of stuff probably after the holidays, and we will see how that works. Again, this is for Avernus map, or Valenhas, whatever you want to call it, and mostly for soloing. It is generally ready for Infernal Citadel stat-wise, and damage-wise it's okay. I was there. It's okay. Yeah, I know it sucks for Tom, but it is how it is. Anyway, if you have any questions, post it in the comment section. And I wish you all a happy new year. You have a good time. I'm not gonna do anything until my birthday is on 3rd. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you after the holidays. And stay safe. All best from me to you. And see you. Northside is out. Anyway, that's it for this year. Cheers, guys, and all best.